Yeah, so I'm excited to be a part of the Carvin team because my journey with Carvin started quite some time ago, and God has blessed me to be at this point sitting in front of you guys right now. But it's funny because in 1997 or 98, I think it was 97, I was about 17 years old and hustling myself to try and scratch some money together to buy my own bass. And being a lefty, if you notice, being backwards here, I couldn't find anything. Grew up in Northern California, Bay Area, and my pops was getting the Carvin magazine, and I didn't really know why because he didn't have any Carvins, but he had been subscribing to other magazines, and they sent him that. So I remember just dreaming as a little kid, saving up my little busboy money, going, one day I'm gonna get this bass, especially because of the fact that it was lefty, no charge, and they were making some amazing things. The funny part was I never even heard them. I never actually got to audibly hear what a Carvin could do. I just trusted that it would be all right. And I kind of just had to make a plunge and just take a step of faith because as a lefty, there wasn't many options for me. So that's honestly how I got started. I got the best thing they could my $1,000-something would buy me at the time, and I played that bass forever. I was in love. It was left-handed. It cost me no more than a high-end bass at the time, and that's really how I got started. So it's kind of cool to come full circle around, gosh, how many years later? 10, 15, I don't, but at that time, 2010, I've been playing as an endorsee for Carvin, and it's been a great time. I've been in the pop world a lot lately, the last 4 or 5 years, and P basses are one of the still #1 basses I've heard recorded on a lot of pop albums, believe it or not. They kind of hold the foundation. They add a lot of stuff on top, but a lot of it's just being laid down with the P bass. So when Carvin dropped this, I was really, really, really excited because as a lefty, once again, bring up my lefty issues, it's really hard to find a decent P bass that's reliable and that's affordable for left-handed players out there, and Carvin can do that and did it for me quick. They put this bad boy together in a matter of moments, it felt like, and I'm really, really excited about this bass. Its options are ridiculous. Its tones are incredible, and I mean, if you just look at it, it looks legit. It looks like a P bass, and more than that, it looks like a P bass, but it's got its own thing. It's got a little Carvin flair to it, and I really like that about it. Let's see. For one thing that I'm a big fan of is having these pickups here with all this space. I mean, you got a lot of space for you to do what you want to do in here if you're into slapping and popping, if that's your thing. You got room to get into this. Let me make an example here. As far as this, like, if you're into like, I just like the space that it gives you right here for your slapping and popping fingers. A lot of times these neck pickups will be a little too close for me, and I run out of room in this area. Maybe I got a big hand or something, but I like to try and get all my fingers under there when necessary. So that's one of the things I really like. And then the tone you can pull out of this thing for like a bonier sounding bass tone, I like with a little bit of growl, is one of my favorites. Let me see if I can pull one together. There it is. Oh, it's so nice. So on and so forth, and that's one of my favorite tones. And it's got this nice option of just going between the back pickup, which is a single coil, which just cuts through. This bad boy has got fire in it. And going back to that and then rolling off the tone, and you just got it instantly like a nice jazz sounding bass that you can solo with. Let's see if we get some more out of it. Let's see, like something like this. I like that. It kind of gives like a chorus effect to it. So being in this pop realm that I've been in, been on the road a lot with Andy Grammer, is a pop artist who I get the privilege of being his musical director for and working with that team. And we've done out things with Colbie Caillat and Gavin DeGraw is a good friend of ours who we work with often. Train, we did big tours. So it's been a blessing, but it's crazy because being a lefty, I have to rely on this bad boy for everything. You know, it's not like I can just borrow the next bandmate's bass and flip that upside down and play it. Though I've had to do that, it is not my desire. So this thing is reliable, man. It is a rock. Honestly, we travel, you know, for those who know the flights up and down. I mean, I put this thing in a hard case and I just let the airport take care of it, TSA. And believe it or not, I pull this thing out and it's still in tune. That's one of Carvin's always been good like that for me, as far as I've been, you know, my history with them is it's really hard to knock a Carvin out of tune. It really, really, which is incredible. I don't know what they do, how they do it, but that's one of the things I like. Traveling in the bus, got this thing in all kinds of different weather, climates, that type of thing. This bass has been so reliable. And with the current artist in the studio who's been needing me to put some bass on his record, and he's got like a Jack Johnson type of vibe, and he really needs it to be just smooth and round and low key. And without having a P bass from the 40s, from the 60s, I can just pull this thing into passive, roll the tone control, and instantly it's just buttery and smooth. And engineer literally just yesterday said, man, this thing's great. And then he's like, okay, hey, let's do more modern sound. Popped it back into active. Rolled the tone knob back, didn't even have to mess with treble or bass, and instantly it can become a nice modern toned bass for you right at your fingertips. Working with these pop artists, I've been able to get on TV a lot, which is incredible, and a lot of fun. Anytime you've done any TV work, we've done a lot of stuff with Jay Leno's show, been on there a couple of times, did Ellen with Fifth Harmony, this young pop girls group. And as you know, in the TV stuff, they'll just take your direct signal straight from your bass. So that thing's got to be on point because though you might have a bass amp there, it's mostly there for looks and for the feel. And it's coming directly from the signal you got off your bass. And man, I've never had any complaints from any of the engineers about what the signal they're getting from the bass. In fact, they're saying it's extremely hot in a good way and cutting through just fine in a TV mix. And it's hard to hear bass a lot of times on TV mixes, but the things that I've been able to do with this instrument on TV has been it's been well done, you know, attributed contribution to the mixers, but this instrument has made it happen, and it's been really nice. Yeah, you know, with the electronics here, it's really nice, and I've had some history with problems happening that were kind of beyond my control at the time. I've been in the middle of the stage, and maybe this has happened to you, in the middle of the show, and though you should have checked your batteries, you didn't, and they died. And your active electronics here just all of a sudden have gone. And man, it's nice in that case to be able to trust your instrument that you can just pull it into passive. You can pull it into passive, and right there, everything's still going to be there. You know, I can tell sound engineer didn't have to adjust much of anything at all because even in passive, this bass just sounds incredible. That is real, and that happens, and it's happened to me. It may happen to you. Hopefully not. Check your batteries. For those of y'all who are just getting into the bass, man, the Carvin is, I think, an exceptional choice for getting your feet wet in the bass because a couple of reasons. One, the affordability. I mean, you're basically getting the options and the company of a high-end instrument with affordability. I mean, if I was able to do it on my busboy job at 16, you can do it. So I know that's one of the things that I thoroughly enjoy. And then regarding like styles and whatnot and what you play, the versatility of the instrument is incredible. You can, if you want to rock out, if you need a thump, if you want soul, you want your gospel chops. I mean, I've seen it done on this instrument in all those forms. Me, myself personally, I don't feel like I'm a chops guy, man. I just try to lay the groove down for the pop artist. and it's been a blessing thus far, and this instrument's been able to do that for me. So no matter what your thing is, I feel the Carvin either has an instrument, or this one alone, this P-Bass, this new thing that they got going, is I can pull it all out of this bad boy. And so I encourage you guys, get your hands on one of these. All right, y'all, thanks for watching. This has been Zach Rudolph here in the Carvin Factory down in the lovely San Diego. It's been a beautiful day. Thanks for checking out this instrument. I hope you guys enjoy your relationship with your Carvin bass. Talk to you later.